and welcome back to Transport Fever. We are here going at a brisk, I say brisk, 25 miles per hour. Revolutionary speed for revolutionary passengers. But excited to be back playing this fabulous game. And we're just going to do a little bit more building today, expanding our empire. So let's get out of that view. Goodness gracious, this thing does make quite the racket. Clearly, we're not meeting demand with our current offering of vehicle. So, one thing I'm going to do here, as opposed to just buying a brand new train, and selling this one, I mean, that's essentially what we're going to be doing anyways. I'm going to edit the replacement value of our vehicles on this line. So I'm gonna set the vehicle. We'll make it the color it's supposed to be, because like I said in the last video, I like to just do that anyways, even though we can edit it later. And we're gonna make this 3-car. We'll make it 4 cars. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do replace vehicles automatically. Yes. And warn or replace 25%, because we're going to need this sooner rather than later. We're leaving a lot of people at the station right now. I mean, that's a second load right there that we could be having on its way to the wonderful city of Vallejo. And I mean, goodness, yeah, that should be enough to satiate some of the demand, but eventually we will need to get even more passenger cars hooked onto the end of that train. But that'll come later. Right now, goodness gracious, I really did mess this up. I really should have. This is going to cost me 100,000 to go around. But it is what it is. Let's gosh, what if I just do this? What if I delete that and then? I think I'm going to have to delete this road too before it gets more valuable. Let's see. It says 75. So that's going to be the top speed. I can't remember if I was wanting to head over here first. I'm thinking... Did I want that line to go like so? And then over, let's just have it go straight here to Miramar. That's going to be quite the elevation change to overcome, but we have to do it. So should have enough money to accept this now, and now we should be fine on we shouldn't have to delete any more buildings, which is great because it costs a fortune. I'm assuming because we do have to then buy out the building. But, alright. Taking a look here at Miramar. We've got, let's get this down to regular speed so we're not losing a lot of time here. I'm thinking the easy choice is to put it like here or here, and I think I am just going to go with the easy choice. So, I am going to connect this road to here simply because I want to make sure I get these folks in on it, and then we'll go ahead and plop this station where it is cost effective, which is, I mean, that's not a bad price. I just need to make the money. So let's go ahead and take out what I think is our first $500,000 loan. Did I do it? Oh, I hit repay. Borrow. There we go. That's how you get the money. You borrow it. You don't pay it. So we'll get it kind of close there. And I'm going to go ahead and just put two tracks on here, just because I know that this is eventually going to roll through to Hayward. And when I do zoom out, it gets a little laggy, so I do apologize for that. I blame reasons. There we go. So let's let's start from this side. Let's see how it goes. Should be smooth sailing up here. I'm going to try and cut through this valley here. I think that's going to save us some money in the production of this line. Ooh. Okay, yeah, so we'll do that. 33,000. That was quite the cut it was going to make. And then we'll do another 50 there. Let's see. 44. That works for now. Just kind of sight this a little bit. So we do have it gradually sloping down here. That's good. This is good news. Okay, now we're going cheap. Nice and simple. Not really moving a lot of land around. This is good. This is good. Now where it's going to get interesting is... Ooh, okay, so... We're going to have it cut through here like so. So I'm thinking that piece can go... We'll do it like that, and then... Let's see, what does it cost to just do that? 44,000, wow. We will need to get rid of this piece, and that does appear to be probably the most efficient path in terms of speed. We don't lose, well, we do lose a little in the bend, but that's okay. Now it goes up a bit when I connect it, so that's nice. And then we will connect these roads back up. Although they don't appear to be that important because I don't have a little flashing doodad. So we'll have it cross over those two streets. And we're well on our way to heading south here. I'm assuming, well, kind of south. Maybe north? I don't know. There's not a compass, so let's check it out. Get 50,000 there. Check. Get another 50 there. Ooh. Yeah, this is gonna be costly regardless of what we do, but we are mitigating cost. We are mitigating expenses here. And I will just wait at this time for the train to arrive with its cargo. I'm guessing it's about to get there. It does seem to be just outside of Fontana. So we'll just wait a moment. Okay, and build. Done. Now, the 73,000 is not going to cut it. We are going to need probably a little bit more. So I might just wait a little bit on this because I am going to need to take a loan out for the train eventually. So there's 48 right there. Let's try and line this bad boy up. Ooh, I like that. That is cheaper. It pays to be cheap, which is an interesting way of putting it. I do think I'll delete kind of this piece right there to kind of make the curve a little more smooth. We'll do that one too. And I will go ahead and borrow this 500,000. And that's not bad. Good speed. I mean, you're going to run into a little bit of a slowdown here simply because I've decided to just botch this up. But overall, I'm excited about that. So, we've got that ready. Now, next is we will need to build another depot. And I think this is probably going to be a good location for it. Let's see if we can stick it right here. Where is it? I lost my train of thought there. Stick that bad boy right there. A little bit of length. And what I will do is... Well, first I'll have it go a little bit straight and then curve onto the line here like so. And let's see, could probably do that. Does that look about even? Close enough. If it works, it works. So sweet, now we've got nice access to this line here that will be existing here in just a moment, and then the pre-existing line here. Now, this train will run from this station, Vallejo, to Miramar. And then from there, we'll continue it on. Eventually, I will connect these all into kind of a dual rail and I will have them running regular service. It'll be one line all the way across here. Getting a little laggy there. To Miramar, Hayward, and then Patterson. And then from there they will branch off. But this will be a nice, healthy line, terminating in Fontana and Peterson. That's not right. So next thing we'll need is a bus system. So let's go ahead and get that going here. Be just a few moments while I get that going. Should I stick it here? That's kind of far away. I do want to leave the option for a road to go out that way. So I think what I'm going to do is stick that right. It's kind of far still. Alright, I'm going to preemptively build some road here. I try to do this as little as possible, but I do want this to be kind of close to the main station here. I'm just going to stick it right yonder, and that will be great. Okay, so now we just need some stops. Stick one here, here. There's really no rhyme or reason to it, but there, and that should have us covered. So now we just need the road depot, which I will stick over here. Why is that destroying a building? Okay, now it's not. We'll buy 4 of these. Well, let's build the line first. Let's do that. We'll add the line. We'll start here, go doop, 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 just like that. And then this will be Jefferson bus. So Jefferson bus, just like that. Is that what I've been calling them? Yeah. And then we will buy the vehicles, because now I know what color to make them. I probably could have guessed, but we'll do 5 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set line, Jefferson. Boom. So that is moving. That is in motion. And I think for this train, I'm going to have to take out another 500,000. Early on, you end up using bank loans pretty heavily. But once you get established, you really don't need to go to them very often. So let's also do the line first. We'll go from yonder to yonder. That's going to be a dark blue. That'll be Vallejo to Miramar to Mira passenger. And I will add 4 carts to this because why not? The demand already exists for one line, why not another one? Ooh, so that's going to require another loan. These things are expensive. Nice and nice and expensive. All right. Oh, let's speed it up a bit. Very excited about the new horn or whistle. I guess it's probably a whistle, not a horn. All right. So the road has built up again a little bit here alongside. This actually will work out pretty well. Eventually, I will just bulldoze this and go straight through. Well, probably more like, yeah, like that. But for now, we will leave it as is. So we've got 2 lines. Nobody riding on this one. 56 passengers potentially. This one's probably still running at, yes, a paltry 2 cars, so 28. I do need the money to replace it, so, and it does need to be at the right age. So right now it's only 4 years old. I think the service life of these is, let's see, 30 years. So if we're looking at a quarter of the life for 30 years, that would be, oh goodness, mental math is not really my strong suit, but we're going to do a little bit of calculations here. So 0.25 times 30, 7.5 years old. So we still have some time to get that money because it won't swap out before then. 25% is the youngest you can do this. Now I could just send it back to the depot and then from there sell it and then buy the train that I do require. But for now, It's doing okay. It's making us money. I don't really have the money anyways. In fact, I'm in quite a bit of debt as this thing makes the epic climb to Miramar. It's really, this is real time. This is this is quite the height. Now, I could have just done from like here to up here, and that would have probably made it a little more gradual, and therefore had a little bit more speed when going up the mountain here, but I didn't have the money to do that. That probably would have been many hundreds of thousands of dollars. And as you can see, I owe at least a couple $100,000. Probably more here by the time it actually gets here. But this is good. It gives the passengers... Sorry, I'm just going all over the place. It gives the passengers time to get to the station. So, these are all good things. Meanwhile, we're just losing money like crazy. $122,000. But this will pay off. So if we're thinking the 2-car train makes about $103,000 per trip, I think it's reasonable to say that we can double that number for $206,000 per trip, fully loaded. Now that is a pretty penny, and will easily start to make up for what we've got going on here in expenses. Let's see. So first inaugural trip, we've got 8 people on board. And the return trip is going to be a lot faster because, as I'm sure you realize, going downhill is going to be a lot easier than going uphill. It requires a lot less power, and these early trains are pretty weak. They do not have much tractive effort or horsepower or any of those things. Now, still better than what existed before. Yeah, we've got 95 horsepower. My compact car has more than that right now. Granted, it's 2017 and this is 1855, so you know, you can take that for what you will. But tractive effort, 5,620 pound-feet. I don't know what exactly that translates to, but I imagine that's a figure similar to torque. I could be completely wrong, just talking out of my ass right now. But for now, until I research it, that's what I'm thinking it is, and that's a lot of torque. That is a lot of power. Move a lot of bodies, but uphill, moving uphill and going against the gravity, that is the great equalizer. Much like ice in snowstorms, believe it or not. Doesn't matter how many wheel drive you have, ice will ruin your day regardless of whether or not you have 4-wheel drive or 6-wheel or 8-wheel. Alright, so it's coming up here on the station. What do we got? 8 people. $33,000. Man, we are really making the big bucks now. $209,000 in expenses. I'm assuming that's going to be kind of a max. So with one trip, if we can do at least a trip, I imagine we can get to about 2 in a given year. We will be $200,000 in the black. So that's pretty good. Still profiting, kind of being... this route would be greatly... benefited by a train with more power, and we will have that here shortly. I believe we're probably due here for a new train. If not, yeah, we haven't gotten it yet, but it'll be a new, slightly more powerful train, slightly more expensive, and that would be a good candidate to upgrade first. This one, it's relatively flat, the route it traverses, so. But yeah, this is awesome. I know here in the future, gonna probably try to have some passenger and freight cargo going via water, which might mean having to adjust this because there does appear to be quite a bit out this way, especially if we want to access these nearby or close to water industries for production. Granted, we also have this one here, which I think is just like this one. Yeah. But this one has the coal nearby. That's also very convenient. Oh, this one does too. Actually, this one has both. Wow. Okay, so we can do coal and iron ore. Oh gosh, that's loud. And we can then produce slag and iron, steel, not iron. And then that steel we can combine with, looks like we need to combine that with planks if we're using steel. Where's the nearest plank production? Okay, nothing. Oh, well, so we've got this over here. Is there wood nearby? Oop, saving. Autosave is a lifesaver, which is why I'd have it on, even if it creates awkward interruptions. So we do have wood all the way over here. So we would have to go from here to there. And then wood, I guess I could connect it up along the route here. That's not terrible. Maybe there's something a little closer. No, that's probably going to be our best bet, at least initially. Unless we've got some wood. We do, right over here. I would have to adjust this bridge, and this route would take literally forever for the ships to pass through. But it would work. It would definitely work. And I might still do it. How navigable is this? So yeah, it's kind of one at a time sort of thing. That's one thing I do wish I could adjust, is kind of the width of the waterways here. If I could make them just a tad longer, it would make commerce much easier to achieve. But c'est la vie, this is what we have. We'll just make it work. If not, we'll just use good old reliable trains. They seem to be working just fine, although admittedly, how many? Okay, so this is almost full. Yeah, we're in a pretty sizable amount of debt at this point. It's going to make it difficult to climb out of, but we will be able to with ease once this train gets up and running in its full capacity. 198,000, boom. Finances. So we're in the black for the first time since this train's inception. So I think I'll leave this here for now. We've done quite a bit of building so far this episode of the Transport Fever saga. I'm thinking in the next one or so we will either, well, hopefully I can get us out of debt, and then by the time that happens, we can then get going on to Hayward, because it's nice to have 3 pretty solid, profitable passenger lines, and then from there I think we can start tackling some. We might do this first. We'll do some oil refinery type stuff, because it just simply doesn't require as much. So we'll come from here with the crude oil, move it to the refinery, and then since I've already populated this city for now, we'll go here to Viejo. The logical choice would be to go here to Garden Grove, and I think in the future I'll have a spit off here. I might have distributions going to multiple cities from this one production plant, but for now we'll start with this one just because it will benefit the city better. I have a feeling, yeah. Oh, yep, so there's the new train. Exciting stuff. It goes 28 miles per hour, almost double the horsepower versus 25. So that's exciting. We'll get into that here in the next episode though. So be sure to let me know what you think of this video and subscribe if you feel so inclined. But until next time, thank you for watching and have a good one.